Hello YouTube, I'm back. Today we'll be doing something a little bit fun, a little similar with what I've done, which is to look at celebrity chart reading. And the celebrity specifically for today will be BLACKPINK, the K-pop group, consisting of Jisoo, Jennie, Rosé, and Lisa. So I'm gonna start with Jisoo. So Jisoo is a sun in Capricorn, and that makes her naturally a very mature, grounded, down-to-earth leader. It also makes her a very hard worker. Other placements that make her really hardworking is her Mars in Virgo, which means she's quite perfectionistic when it comes to her work. But her Venus in Scorpio kind of protects and hides what she doesn't want the public to see. So, where's my cup? Oh, there it is. And her moon in Aquarius makes her, sometimes she has her own quirky sense of humor, but more than that, it makes, I found with moon in Aquarius people, they are more easy to get along with because they are not so attached to the outcome of things or like emotionally attached to things as well. Not to say that moon in Aquarius is not emotional, but that's just what I've observed with them. Let's see. She has Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn as well, which is conjunct her sun. So that gives the Neptune softens her personality, and Uranus makes her more of a Aquarius energy. So with these two, Capricorn and Aquarius energy, she is able to speak up when it is needed. She's not afraid to speak up for what is right, especially with the Venus and Mars in Scorpio and Virgo. With Pluto in Scorpio conjunct Venus, it is possible that in her personal life, her relationships can get quite intense, but also I probably should not dig too deep into it because it's in a sign of Scorpio, which wants privacy. And then you might ask, okay, so Jisoo is a Capricorn, but Jennie is a Capricorn as well. So how do they differ? Jennie is a Scorpio moon with Venus in Pisces. And I'm not sure if she's a Cancer rising, but if she is, that might explain why she doesn't really act as much of a Capricorn as Jisoo. She's a lot more of a, how do I put it in a in a nice way? I mean, she's definitely more strong-minded with her moon in Scorpio, but she's easily hurt with her Venus in Pisces. So I think Jisoo and Jennie, with their dynamic, I can see them balancing each other out pretty well, because when it comes to for Jisoo to be strong, Jennie is soft, and when it's Jennie's turn to be strong, Jisoo would be soft in a way. And Jennie has Jupiter and Neptune in Capricorn. So they have different Jupiters, Jisoo and Jennie. Jisoo's one is Sagittarius and Jennie's Jupiter is in Capricorn. So Jupiter conjunct her sun will make her more someone who wants to travel more, someone who wants to experience other cultures more and be more open to other things, which is what I can definitely see in Jennie. Neptune, Capricorn. Mars in Aquarius. With Mars in Aquarius, I feel that Jenny is more, when she's angry, she uses her words more than her actions. Although that may be balanced out by her moon in Scorpio. But we'll come back to this. Let's go to Rosé's chart. She's a sun in Aquarius, moon in Aries, with Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Libra. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in Aquarius, and Saturn and Moon in Aries, 2 planets there. So Aquarius. A lot of people say Aquarius are the oddballs, the ones who stand out from the crowd, or the very strong-minded ones of the zodiac. But as an Aquarius myself, I don't really perceive all Aquarius that way. Aquarius is friendly. Aquarius is sociable, and they can be friends with lots of people, especially with Mars in Libra for Rosé. She naturally is able to socialize with people, and her moon in Aries makes her not naive. I want to say innocent, but that's not quite the word as well. I think it makes her see the world with fresh eyes every day. But Saturn conjunct the moon means she had to grow up very quickly. Let me check for Jisoo. No, just Rosé. Okay. Saturn conjunct the moon means someone had to grow up and mature very quickly. But it also means that if they had worked hard, they would reap the rewards. And her Aries energy is very apparent when she's with Lisa, because Lisa is an Aries herself. So when these two are together, when they had that TV program, I remember, like the BLACKPINK house, Rosé and Lisa are always the ones like competing. Sorry. I had a small burp. Competing with each other, which is a very Aries thing. And they just like the challenge, but they need to be number one. So it's hard for them to have to give up the spot. They need to be number one, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And which explains why Lisa is very similar to Rosé in that sense, but she's also a moon in Scorpio like Jenny, which is probably why Lisa and Jenny get jealous of each other, because they have this very tight and strong and almost psychic bond. And like Jisoo, I believe, yes, Lisa has her Mars in Virgo, so she's a perfectionist. You can totally see that in her dancing. And it's as if Lisa is a combination of all the 3 girls, and she's like the wild card of the BLACKPINK group, which is how she fits into it. She has Jupiter in Aquarius, so that, Jupiter is luck, and Aquarius can represent popularity, so it's no surprise that she's really popular. Oh, Rosé also has Jupiter in Aquarius. Okay, so that makes sense. That really makes sense, because Rosé is also quite popular. I mean, they all are, but like, if you know Jenny, some people feel differently about her, and that's not to say she's not popular, but there are differing opinions on her, which is not very nice if you are, you know, the one being pointed at. But and I guess I can see why Jisoo's not as affected, because her Venus in Scorpio. Venus beautifies things, and her moon is in Aquarius for Jisoo, so she's not attached in that way where you get so close. But she's more like, yes, we are friends, you know, and she can accept that that her friend may have other friends. Lisa has Saturn in Aries, so she had to grow up, mature pretty fast. As is conjunct her sun. She has Uranus in Aquarius, same as Rosé, because they were born in the same year. That means their popularity will fluctuate in an unpredictable way because of the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. And she's the only one in the group with a Lilith Mars Virgo conjunction. Someone at the door. I have to wait. Sorry guys, there was someone at the door. Lilith is a dark feminine, often a feminine that men are afraid of. She can be controlling. Lilith, not Lisa. And it's conjunct to Mars, the way she moves her body, right? The energy. So Lisa is very conscious of how, and she knows how to use this dark feminine to add that seductive element to her dancing. Let me check if I can find their rising signs. That will make a lot of, that will help a lot. I believe Lisa could be a Gemini rising, but I need to check. Oh, okay, so Jisoo is a Libra rising with, it's not accurate. They're calling her a Capricorn moon now. Oh, is the degree is too close. Can I trust this website? Jisoo, Libra rising, midheaven in Cancer. I mean, she's a Venus in Scorpio, back to that again, which tells me that, you know, recently in one of the interviews she did where she was making a clay sculpture, she was saying that she liked watching darker movies, and that's a very Venus and Scorpio thing, because Venus represents the things we like. So oh, Lisa's a Cancer rising. Okay, so on the website I'm on now, it says Jisoo is a Capricorn moon, because I think the moon is in the late degree of Capricorn, so some people thought she's an Aquarius moon. So she's a double Capricorn. That's really heavy energy. Like lots of responsibility kind of energy. Okay, and they're saying Lisa is a Cancer rising with Aries MC. Okay, Jenny. They're saying that Jenny is a Sagittarius rising, Virgo MC. I wonder how accurate these are. Okay, let me do Rosé. I think there was one point where we could not find the rising signs, and now it's in. Rosé is a Pisces rising. Okay, that I can see, but the Scorpio MC is a surprise. Her midheaven in Scorpio. Let me see. I guess if this is true, the midheaven in Scorpio gives her the ability to follow through. I didn't mean to do that. The ability to follow through, and it says here change her destiny. Jenny's midheaven is in Virgo. I wonder where they got this information from. Lisa's midheaven is in Aries. Conjunct her Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Saturn. I can see Jisoo's midheaven being Cancer. She comes across quite soft for a Capricorn, a double Capricorn. Jenny. Lisa's one I can see because it's an Aries midheaven. And she's definitely very caring for her family. And Jenny will be MC in Virgo. Ascendant in Sag. Honestly, I don't know if I see Jenny as a Sagittarius ascendant. But if that's the case, then it's no wonder that she living overseas impacted her greatly. And it's Sagittarius is after Scorpio, so that ascendant is hiding the moon. So I guess not many people will be able to see Jenny's intense Scorpio side unless she decides to show it. I'm sorry if I'm not talking a lot because I'm a bit surprised by especially Jenny's ascendant. And there's a lot of planets to take in my laptop, so. Rosé, Pisces, Ascendant, Scorpio, Midheaven. Rosé is a 12th house stallion, is it? She has Uranus in the 12th house, Jupiter in the 12th house, protecting it, which is good because 12th house is sometimes a complicated one. A lot of people like to study the 8th and 12th house. She has Venus in house 12 and Sun in the 12th house. I heard that Sun in 12th people, they do well overseas. And her Mars in the 8th house makes her ruthless when it comes to achieving her goals. Especially with that midheaven in Scorpio. And Moon in the 2nd house gives her a good singing voice. House 12. Please let me know if these videos are too long, or do you prefer even longer videos? Yeah, just so I know what's the best. 12th house is about secrets, fears, hidden desires, dreams, fantasies. Oh dear, I just kind of burped. I think 12th house people are definitely sensitive because 12 is ruled by Pisces. So for Rosé, I can see how it took her a long time to muster up the courage to show the world her music. So she has Sun in 12. People say that because 12th house is hidden, that it might lead to a person being very isolated. And I think that can be true for famous people as well. I've heard this where it's like you're so famous that you always have to hide, you know. So 12th house, it could be an indicator of fame, along with 11th house of Aquarius. Oh, she has Pluto in the 10th house. That's interesting. I think that's very interesting because she comes across to me more like a Libra energy, the 7th house Libra and Aquarius, rather than more Libra rather than Scorpio energy. Her fortune is in Aries in the 2nd house, conjunct her moon. So from a very young age, she was already born with that innate luck. Yeah. So this is definitely a chart of someone who's going to be famous or well known for something. Okay, let's hop back to Jenny's chart. I'm sorry if you can't see it on the screen. I hope this is working out, like I'm verbalizing what I see. If it's not, please let me know. And I don't know if I will edit the video in such that the chart will be on the screen, but I may try to be clearer in my explanation. Okay. Jenny's chart is full of second house energy, so money is very important to her, which money and stability, which is very apparent in, you know, what we can see in her. Jupiter is on her first house, so she has Jupiter on her ascendant. That's very interesting because I would think Sag energy is very like loud and here I am kind of energy, but she's more introverted. So Chiron is on her 10th house. Chiron is a wounded healer. So for Jenny, people can see, you know, that Chiron is in Libra. People can see that how she has been hurt, but in Libra it will be particularly through relationships or maybe even beauty standards. Node in 10 in Libra. So her 10th house, her career, her reputation, teaches her a lot. It brings about a lot of lessons. And it is because people may have, because Libra is the skills, right? So not say similar to Scorpio, but in a way they have polarizing views at times. And if she's ever indecisive during work, that will be her biggest learning point. Because Libras can be indecisive. Probably in this life, she's supposed to learn to be, okay, she can be very decisive. Let me check if it's the correct chart. Yeah, she can be decisive if it's a home situation, but perhaps she's being encouraged to in this life, going towards the node, to be more diplomatic and fair and think through things slower. Series in house 12. No, that's a deep one. Series in house 12 suggests deep-seated emotional wound related to parental care or feeling of being unseen or rejected, which is what she has communicated before, that she didn't exactly feel like that she was taken care of enough, or she might have hinted that she felt neglected while she was in New Zealand. Yeah. But again, Moon in the house 11 makes her destined for fame, if that's the way to put it. It just comes naturally to her. It probably even seeks her before she finds opportunities. Like, things just come to her. But I love house 2 and 3 energy. Okay, next one. I'm going backwards to Lisa. Lisa, Sun in house 9, so living abroad, going overseas, learning different cultures is a big thing for her. Mercury in house 10, so the public definitely does perceive her as someone who is very Gemini-like. Okay, so that was what I was picking up on. Someone who's very talkative, communicative, full of energy. Mars in the third house, so she's very expressive when she communicates. Sometimes even a bit aggressive, but you know, that's just how it is. And if people have told her, oh, you need to communicate in a more feminine way, or if you need to talk to your audience, your fans, in a softer way, it might be a bit difficult for her to do that with Mars in the third house. Jupiter in 8th, so 8 and Jupiter expands what's in the 8th, the good and the bad. So she may be, for example, financially stable, but then there was one time where, was it a manager who scammed Lisa of money? I think Jupiter in 8th also gives her that very seductive aura. Pluto in house 5, yes, she's very, very, very obsessive when it comes to her creativity. You know, it's very important to her. That's why. And being obsessed is not exactly a bad thing, because it means you're passionate about something, right? Okay, last one, Jisoo. Jisoo has moon in the 4th house, so she has had a very good, stable upbringing that taught her how to treat people well, and she's probably very securely attached. That's a psychology thing. But in Capricorn, there may be some challenges still. Mars in house 11, so Mars is where you put your energy in, or your energy. So her energy is always geared towards fame and recognition. Venus in the 2nd house gives her a very good singing voice as well. Venus conjunct Jupiter and Pluto in the 2nd house gives her a beautiful and also powerful singing voice. Ceres in house 10. 10 is the midheaven. Why is it not responding? It's not responding, my computer. I believe Ceres is Ceres. Where is it? Oh my god. Yep, Ceres in house 10. Ceres is like your nurturing and caretaking side. So, you know, Jisoo, people always look at her and say like, oh, she's so caring towards her members and very genuine, you know, taking care of them. So I think that's where her Ceres asteroid plays a part. Fortune in house 12. So the luck that comes to Jisoo is always, even she herself may not even understand how she got this lucky. Because 12 is like your subconscious. And it's conjunct Chiron in house 12 as well. In Virgo. So perhaps it could be through her own hard work, but she doesn't see it that way. Okay, that was my celebrity astrology reading, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I don't really feel like putting the chart on it. I just feel like explaining to you what I see in their chart. And if you have any comments or other insights, you can leave it in the comments down below. And I'll see you. Bye!